Democrats getting on offense in the fight for free speech in America is where we begin the hour with Nevada Senator Jackie Rosen. Nevada native Jimmy Kimmel is a personal friend. He's campaigned for her in the past. Also joining us, Colorado Congressman Jason Crow, one of the co-sponsors of this legislation called the No Political Enemies Act. First, Senator, I start with you. Have you heard from Jimmy Kimmel? Do you have any thoughts about how he's doing?
Well, I have spoken with Jimmy and Molly, and of course they're really distressed. They're worried about the people who work for them that suddenly don't get to come to work. They're worried about their ability to do their job and to really give that kind of commentary. But what I want to say is this. It's not about Jimmy Kimmel. It's not about Stephen Colbert. It's about every single one of us, because the Founding Fathers gave us this beautiful First Amendment that said we have the freedom of speech, the public forum. And so we have the right to agree and to disagree and to say what we want. And that's the secret sauce of democracy. And this is what Donald Trump is doing. He is sending us down the path to authoritarianism. You think about Russia, China, North Korea. You say something the dear leader doesn't like, poof, you are gone. We can't let that stand here. We have to speak up, speak out, and in defense, Democrats, Republicans, independent, everybody alike, in defense of our First Amendment right.
We played in the last hour a whole bunch of members of the MAGA coalition, from prominent Fox anchors like Sean Hannity to Senator Josh Hawley to Vice President J.D. Vance to some of the, I was going to say guys and gals, but they were just guys, on a Barstool podcast, all making the same point you did on the First Amendment. Is part of the strategy now to appear in places where you have really profound agreements on the importance of the First Amendment with people like the Fox News anchors and the Barstool guys?
I wish they'd come with us, because I can tell you, not a peep out of Elon Musk, J.D. Vance. Sending a letter to Chairman Cruz, Ted Cruz, a big proponent of free speech. We need to get Brendan Carr, the commissioner of the FCC, into the Commerce Committee, which I'm proud to sit on, and ask him about his quote. We told people, yeah, you could do it the hard way, the easy way. What does he think? He's in The Sopranos? This is not the Goodfellas movie. He's chairman of the FCC. We don't talk like that. That's not his job. We need to get to the bottom of that. And so I'm glad to have them come on and defend free speech all they want, but where are they now? They don't want to get the ire of the president.
Would you go on any of their programs?
I'd be glad if they'd invite me to talk about it, and I'd be glad to have them kind of look at both sides, because we know there's anchors on Fox News who said that we should maybe involuntarily use lethal injection on homeless people. That went without a peep. It was apology. He spoke out of turn. I accept his apology. But where are they on that one? And so you can't have it both ways. Their motto is, I can do what I want and you should do what I want. That's not democracy.
Congressman, we've had a lot of conversations over the years about the things that aren't just differences in policies, different directions to take the country in a political policy arena, but things that are clearly anti-democratic. And I wonder if you think that this is a moment to really hit pause and communicate directly and intently with the American people.
We are absolutely at that moment right now, Nicole. I went to war 3 times for this country to defend the nation, defend our Constitution, and defend the right of people to say things that I disagree with, right? Because our country was founded on dissent. Our country was founded and came to be because of our right and our obligation to question authority. And what Donald Trump and his cronies are trying to do is silence dissent. And by the way, nobody is safe, right? Because it's not based on ideology. It's not based on conservative principles, because even right-wing media outlets, even conservative thought leaders, even Republican politicians have come under attack and brutal assault by this president and his cronies in the past, simply for questioning authority and dissent, right? So the issue is not thoughts or ideas. It's simply him trying to consolidate power. So every American, Republican, Democrat, unaffiliated, must stand up and say enough is enough. We all lose if we lose the ability to question authority, because power is cyclical in America, right? At some point, people will be in the minority again, right? The reason we protect it all the time is because when you're in the minority and you don't have power, you need the ability to question authority too.
Congressman, I want to read you something that Gavin Newsom, governor of California, a frequent target of Donald Trump's attacks, tweeted today. Quote, buying and controlling media platforms, firing commentators, canceling shows. These aren't coincidences. It's coordinated and it's dangerous. The GOP does not believe in free speech. They are censoring you in real time. He seems to be trying to urge people to wake up. I'm struck by the fact that the protests in the UK look larger than anything I've seen in our country over the last 9 months. Are you hearing from constituents in a different way today?
Well, you know, this is not just a story about a presidential power grab, because that was envisioned in the Constitution. Our Constitution was actually designed to prevent a presidential power grab. There is power everywhere around America. There's power here in the Capitol. There's power in businesses, in universities, in law firms, on the streets of America. People have it. It hasn't been taken away, and we haven't lost it yet. But the most powerful and the elite in our country are failing us right now. You mentioned earlier our law firms, our universities, our big businesses, our media conglomerates who are bowing down and bending the knee because of either greed or fear and intimidation. Well, we haven't lost power yet, so it's time for Americans to stand up and be heard that we will not allow this to happen on our watch. We won't use businesses. We won't tune into stations. We're not going to do things that support our slide to authoritarianism and those who are enabling that slide. It is time for everybody to stand up.
ABC is enabling that slide, and what would you say directly to the head of that company?
Enough is enough. How much money do you need? Do you need to sell out and sell out our democracy to gain a little bit more on your bottom line? We need you. You have power and you have influence. Americans need you. And if you're not willing to stand up and to do that yourself, then Americans should be heard that we won't tolerate it.
Congressman, do you support some of what has so far been a social media campaign to cancel Disney Plus or Hulu or subscriptions to Disney?
I do think one very powerful tool that Americans have right now is boycotting and avoiding contributing to businesses and using businesses, sending our kids to colleges and universities, using law firms who are bending the knee and capitulating to this slide towards authoritarianism. There are other tools too. Peaceful protest, mobilization, exercising speech. This is an all hands on deck moment, and every single tool must be used.
Senator, as someone who knows Jimmy Kimmel personally, what would you say if you were alone in a room with the folks who made the decision to, quote, take him off the air indefinitely?
Well, I would say this, not just to ABC or to Disney, but as the congressman said, to the law firms, to the universities, to the businesses. Everyone knows when you're bullied, it's never enough. The bully takes your lunch money the first day, it's $1. The next day they come back for $2. You're never left alone. You think that's going to appease them, but it doesn't. And the only power we have is to stand together and stand strong for our First Amendment rights, for our independence. Because for Donald Trump, it is never enough. And for his cronies, his billionaire bully buddies, they will continue to put that knee on the neck of everyone until they choke the life out of them. It's what they want. And so if you want to survive in any way, don't you ever think that if you capitulate, they're not going to come for you. History has shown this over and over again. And if many people have been to the 7th grade, you also know for a bully, they never stop. And they'll turn on even their best friend on a dime if they think it benefits them.
Senator Jackie Rosen, Congressman Jason Crow, thank you both so much for starting us off today.